911, what's your emergency?
The following content is graphic, emotional, includes dark humor that may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised. These stories are based on real-life EMS, military, and healthcare experiences. Calls are real, providers are real, names and details have been changed to protect privacy. They may be disturbing to some and are definitely inappropriate for HR department. Any medical or mental health discussion is personal experience, not protocol. Use your damn brain. Follow your local guidelines, and when in doubt, call med control. If you're struggling, don't do it alone. Talk to someone, a coworker, a friend, a therapist, or hell, reach out to me. I'll answer. Need help right now? Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org.
I've seen people that I work with who, the thought of talking about what happened to them, that one thing that they just can't stop thinking about or showing up in their nightmares, they thought they would never talk about it. And by the end of treatment, it's the best compliment I can ever get. They're bored of talking about it. Can you imagine the worst thing that's ever happened to you for maybe decades you've been running from, and then by the end of a round of therapy, it's, can we stop talking about this? Because this is getting old, man.
I bet that's actually a feeling.
Yeah, it really is. And I love being able to bring that hope back for people, because even if someone's experienced some kind of trauma, they don't have to live with it for the rest of their lives. Now, my caveat to this is the trauma treatment doesn't erase what happened. Unless they have a DeLorean that can go 88 miles an hour and take them back in time, we can't change what happened. But what we can do is change. What was that?
That's a nice reference.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But what we can do is change how people relate to that memory. So, for instance, instead of, say, a Vietnam veteran looking out into the woods every time they see woods, freaking out because it takes them right back to the jungles, they can look at woods and they might feel uncomfortable, but their nervous system isn't jumping into that fight or flight state, freak out, I'm unsafe. That kind of thing it's just life-changing.
That's amazing. And it sounds like you've done this quite a bit. Like you said, you 15 years. So have you ever had someone come to you and just say, I have no other options. I have no options other than offing themselves or what have you. How would you go about listening or trying to alleviate that, I should say?
Yeah. Well, yes. Dealing with trauma, suicidal ideation tends to come up fairly often. In fact, it's usually the exception to the rule that people aren't thinking about killing themselves. It's not that it's a bad thing to have those thoughts. And what I mean by that is it's a normal reaction to something that feels hopeless. But the thing that I work with people on is, listen, this is a very permanent solution to what might be a temporary problem. You might not have had the education, you might not have had the knowledge about PTSD trauma treatments. You might have just felt like there is no hope. My heart goes out especially to some of the older guys and gals that I've worked with, because PTSD as a diagnosis wasn't created until either 83 or 84. I think it was 84. So before that was shell shock syndrome. And well, if I didn't go to Vietnam, I didn't have shell shock syndrome. So they just kind of had to sit with that for who knows how long. Even I know some people really like him, but I never really got into George Carlin all that much. Even he, I saw in a stand-up of his once, was just like, oh, they're changing the name from shell shock syndrome to PTSD. Well, that's just, PC culture and it's shell shock syndrome. And it's like, man, with that one clip, like, how many people have you misled? Not maybe maliciously, but just because he was trying to be funny or make a joke, where people who actually could have gotten help were just like, yeah, that's right. What I'm dealing with isn't the same as what those people in Vietnam dealt with. So anyways, I feel like I'm going down a tangent there, but to bring it back, the thing that I like to say to people who are having those suicidal thoughts is that you don't have to go through with it. And also, give me X number of weeks, depending on the treatment that you select, right? Like, I want you to live. I want you to get your life back. It's not going to be an easy treatment. I don't bullshit people that I speak to. And this is going to be the second hardest thing that you ever do. The first being living through the trauma itself. Even still, if you've already done the hardest part, then you can do this. Give me X number of weeks and let's see how you feel after that. But don't just jump into, well, okay, I haven't found anything that helps me up to this point, so it's better to just end it all. I mean, I've also worked with people who are, for lack of a better word, the survivors of someone who did kill themselves. And it's devastating, what that suicide can do. And if someone is actively thinking about that, I mean, try and think about the people around you. I mean, what that would do to them. So, and get help. I mean, there's help out there. The National Suicide Crisis Line is 988. If you're a veteran, press 1, and you get the Veterans Crisis Line. So don't make a permanent solution to something that may actually have a fix.
If you think it's too heavy to say it anyway. It beats a eulogy. You don't have to apologize for surviving however you can. You're not the reason things are heavy. You're the reason they're still moving. Need support right now? Reach out to me. Reach out to somebody. Text or call 988 or visit 988lifeline.org. You're not alone. Not in this job. Not in this fight. Want to share your story or connect? Visit critical-run.com or message the Facebook page, Dispatched and Dysfunctional. We're building this for you, for them, for all of us.